And welcome to day 3, part 1 of Toy Kind of Moods Hasbro Pulse FanFest. It has been a hell of a week.
Oh yeah.
And everyone's wallets are hurting. And my eyes are glazed over from the editing. But you know what? It's all been worth it. It's been a lot of fun. KJ, we're back. We did Fortnite. You did G.I. Joe. Great job on that. And now we're doing Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yes.
Now our Power Ranger expert, Dave Story, is actually MIA because he had to work. Slacker has to make money and go to work. So he gave me his notes. I'll be talking about the stuff he did and how he felt, which I won't lie. He was pretty disappointed. So remember, if you like what you see, like and subscribe.
Yes, please.
Click the little button, and you'll get notified when we have a new episode. All right. So Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. KJ, overall thoughts, man. What do you think?
I think they're really striking a balance between satisfying that first generation of fans. I loved Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Sooner or later, there's always Power Rangers. There's always Sentai. So that's, we can talk some more about Dino Fury as far as Power Rangers go, like with the metallic Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I was there when they shifted from the original cast to the second cast members, and I loved Power Rangers enough. I'm like, yeah, I'm cool with it. But I remember the kids are like, man, forget this, man. Jason, where's he at, man? It's like, Jason's gone, man. It's Rocky. It's the new kid. It's the new kids, Aisha and whatnot. So yeah. So with the face sculpts they have, man, they're there. But I totally can understand to be like, oh, it's not quite there. Maybe in future releases they'll do a better job with those metallic Rangers. But for people who really want it, especially to represent the new breed, it's just a good thing that it's there for those fans of that what I call the second season Power Rangers.
Right. So Dave's notes here are metallic armor Rangers, yellow, blue, black, and red. No surprise. We knew these were coming. Okay, Dave knew. I had no idea. Why no White Ranger?
Fair? It's nothing personal. I'm kidding.
Fair. Let's see here. Zero crystals. Wrong by color, not by Ranger. And like we were talking before we started filming, the head sculpts are hit or miss. For me, they're all a miss. But and like we were saying before we started filming, I've seen what Hasbro can do with face sculpts. We've seen with Star Wars,
the photo reel,
G.I. Joe. Y'all talked about this yesterday. The head sculpts were fantastic. I feel like Power Ranger, we need a face. Look in the back bin. It's from 2015. Don't care.
They're digging through crates.
They're digging through crates. Yeah. This is 2005. We'll run with it. But you know what? I'm not gonna take their. I'm not gonna put the heads on. I'm gonna keep the helmets on and just keep them. Granted, I liked this new cast: Tommy, Aisha, and
Rocky. And Rocky. I'm trying to think. I think Adam was the new Black Ranger.
No, Rocky was. Adam was, because that's
and Rocky was the new Red Ranger.
Yes. And I liked that crew, and Johnny Young Bosch. I've met him. Wonderfully nice guy. Great Ranger. But those head sculpts are just an absolute I'm not gonna say travesty, but Billy looks like
Billy looks angry.
Billy looks angry.
Like he needs to take a dump or something, man. He's like, my goodness. Go relieve yourself, Billy. Goodness.
I need a minute. Get this But here's the thing. I'm so far removed from Power Rangers. I'm not reading Mighty Morphin or Power Rangers. I didn't read Broken Grid. I'm gonna just wait for the trades and
Shattered Grid.
There we go. I've heard it's an amazing storyline. But what else? We did get the Tyranno Sentry.
Yes.
So I pre-ordered those 4 metallic Rangers because I just want the 5 like Rangers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they looked fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I almost pulled the trigger on that Tyranno Sentry.
Oh.
Almost.
Well, here's the thing, because when it comes to collecting, if it brings you joy, I would say go for it and make it work. I know I'm working with a budget. We all are, especially in these crazy days and times, right? I had to balance on, like, right now, I'm staring at, I have my own Mount McFarlane is what I call it. I just have a collection of DC multiverse shirts. Hey, man, show off your DC shirt, man, because that's a dope shirt. Just show some love to DC, South by Southwest, Austin representing. But also, I was like, I got into it. And at the time, it was Thanksgiving, Christmas. So they were on sale, $15 here, $20 there.
Yeah.
And next thing I know, I have 30 figures. Like my figures, like pretty much in total, about say $600. No regrets, right? That's how much I love DC. I'm probably not going to get any more. So that's what you're looking at when you're talking about going into Power Rangers, going into Transformers. And I like Power Rangers, and a lot of people do, but a lot of people may like be stepping out because, like, okay, I wasn't Mighty Morphin. I didn't start watching until Lost Galaxy or In Space, SPD. If you're talking about the entire Power Rangers Lightning Collection, which is why Hasbro did that, you're talking about a very expensive proposition. Yep. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the Tyrannosaurus Sentry, if we may. This is like one of the evil versions of the Power Rangers that are in the Boom comics that comes from that Shattered Grid verse. Like some call them the coinless. They would take the power coin and basically use that to make troops out of all the Power Rangers.
Right.
So yes,
in that storyline, Tommy never went good. Rita helped him, and he took over the white and green and took over the
and became Lord Trakan. There's a whole mythology in it, and I would say, like, it's, if you can get, like, maybe like start with a digital comic. If you have Comixology on Amazon or something like that, maybe get a trial. It's worth reading, and then cancel, and save that money for toys.
There we go.
Long story short, you have the Tyrannosaurus Sentries, but you also have the Mastodon Sentries. You have Sabertooth Sentries. So you have these army builders that we already been having in Star Wars or Marvel Legends. G.I. Joes. This dude right here is like, was impossible to get. I know people who were paid like 150. I paid 60 for my first trooper, and I swore never to do that again. So that's why I bought a dozen troopers. But the point is, if they can get into, that sort of flow, and you get your own evil Lord Trakan army, then yeah, you can have some really fun stuff happening.
Which I won't lie, the person at Hasbro, whoever really came up with the first like army builder, were like, well, this figure is kind of like pointless. True, but you get enough of them, brilliant. Like, okay, so now here's and this is true. I have a piece of hair on my nose. Dave, and let's see your thoughts on this. Dave's whole point was he was very upset. No monsters, no regular wave announcements, only exclusives, only Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. He felt they're not listening to the fans. How did you? Because we talked yesterday when we talked about, either it was us on Fortnite, y'all on G.I. Joe, when Travis was on Star Wars with Ronnie, or Trav and I on Marvel Legends.
Yes.
The one thing we all said was Hasbro was really listening to the fans, and then Dave just like, nope, not Power Rangers. How do you? Because I mean, and Dave. I mean, we've seen Dave's Ranger cave. It's like,
yes,
he's got everything.
He is about that life.
Yeah. So when he says that they're not listening to the fans, I'm going to take him at his word. KJ, how do you feel?
There are two things to consider with Hasbro's Power Ranger Lightning Collection, right? Okay. So Hasbro's following in the footsteps of Bandai. Bandai has been making Super Sentai toys for decades. They're the ones who futurized the Rangers, that they were responsible in so many of the different designs, and now Hasbro's taking it and running with it. So they sort of had to meet that standard about the DX Chogokin versions of the Zords, or the SH Figure Arts Rangers, or the Legacy Bandai Rangers. There's like a decade of toy making that Hasbro has to measure up to. I got the Green Ranger. I got a second Green Ranger just for customs, and I saw like there's no white diamond underneath the vest. Bandai would have never done that.
Right.
So there's cutting corners because they have not only Mighty Morphin to take care of, but Turbo, Zeo, SPD.
Yep.
We're talking about Dino Fury in a second.
Yep.
All these different waves that if you had people like me, the heyday, the apex of Power Rangerdom was Mighty Morphin.
Right.
Like it was a juggernaut. Like I'm still waiting on Mighty Morphin movie figures. Like, and I didn't get that wish list, but they saved me money by not making those and releasing those. So we'll see what happens. But then you have people who are really hardcore, true blue Power Ranger fans who were there from Jump, who are still watching it from when the Nickelodeon days, the Disney days, and now back with Hasbro / Entertainment One. They never gave up on Power Rangers. They were there for the fan films, even even the Saban films version from 2017. So there's a lot that Hasbro could be doing, and they're not. They're really going for the money, and I know they're going for the money. So like they're like, hey, here's your metallic Mighty Morphin, and here's this and that, and here's your evil version of the Mighty Morphin. So it's like, cool, I'm digging this. But what about they were really struck a balance in the earlier days of the Lightning Collection, where fine, you would get one Mighty Morphin, but you got Power Rangers in Space, or you got Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. And it's like if people who if they like the Beast Morphers, if they like those Rangers, if they like those figures, they may go back and watch some of those episodes, just as a throwback, just for nostalgia. So they miss an opportunity to keep mixing and matching between the different eras. If you follow other Japanese toy makers like Bandai, like SH Figure Arts, then they're covering all sorts. You don't just have Godzilla versus Kong toys out there. They're still making stuff from Godzilla in 1989, like Biolante. Like they go for all different eras. Hasbro they do need to pay attention to their fan base very much.
Okay, no, that's perfect. And then he did say that fun fact that got overlooked. Zeo Blue's weapon is coming in 2022 with another figure. His figure release was missing his main weapon. So you know what? Here's the thing. Was it missing, or was it like, oh, you know what? You want his figure? You want his weapon? Guess what you got to buy. All right. Now you were talking about the new reveal. Did you want to talk on that?
Yeah, we can talk about that a little bit. Yeah, we're talking about so in the history of Super Sentai, which then would get reinterpreted as Power Rangers, you would have your 5 Rangers, and then you always have a new 6th Ranger. It could be a man of mystery. It could be someone they knew that joins the squad. But it's always this big event. It's always this special occasion. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Cue Tommy kicking the Power Rangers out of the Megazord. So.
Oh, he kicked them out their own damn house.
Man, I couldn't believe it. It's like I wish I had TiVo back in those days. I would have rewinded it right then and there. But long story short,
yes.
So what this special occasion is that now we're talking about Power Rangers Dino Fury, and the new 6th Ranger is a black actor, a person of color, Jordan Fight, who is the new Gold Ranger for Dino Fury. So this is a really special occasion, and this is like something really important in the annals of Power Ranger history. Yeah.
And that's awesome. We finally have a first black 6th Ranger, which, by the way, out of what, 40 years, 50 years of Sentai Power Rangers, it's about damn time. Now, overall thoughts and feelings. I'll say what Dave said. Overall, he said the whole segment felt rushed. They needed PR announcements and rushed the Metallics reveal in absence of other better options. His overall Bible score was a 2 out of 5, saying cool reveals, but nothing crazy or game-changing, underwhelming as a whole.
Ooh, man. Did not hold back, did he?
He did not hold back. KJ, what did you think?
I would probably give it a 3 out of 5. I think that, once again, anything Mighty Morphin, I would grab. It does say a lot that I didn't grab any of these. I didn't get the metallic Pink Ranger. I didn't get any of the metallic Rangers. I'm betting, I treat toys almost like stocks. So it's like I'm betting that now that they have those head sculpts, they're probably going to release better head sculpts of Aisha, Rocky, and Adam, and so forth once they do the 1995 movie figures, if they ever do those. So I'm
Right.
just waiting to see. I'm betting they're going to make those. The Ninjetti, I'm betting they're going to make the Ninjetti figures and include those head sculpts as well. So that's why I passed up on these. Is like they're going to do a better job on those head sculpts. I don't have to deal with angry, constipated Billy. I can just go ahead and get the fun stuff that I want to get. So
Right.
so if Hasbro, you're listening, you might have made a mistake making those metallics, because if you're trying to get my money, you got my money elsewhere. You didn't get it from those. So yeah, it's like listen once again, listen to the Ranger fan base.
You know, I will say this. If and I pray they do, if they make those 1995 movie figures, the figures I bought will be flipped so fast, so quickly. There'll be like a smoke silhouette. Like where'd they go? Like, like what are they? What's there now? The correct ones. The correct ones. I'm gonna go with you. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go between you and Dave. 2.5.
Okay.
Now that was Power Rangers. So please stay tuned because part 2 is coming up, and Travis is with Eric discussing Transformers. And if you watch that Transformers live on Friday, huge. So I can't wait to see what Travis and Eric talk about. With that, as always, I'm Bobby Behar, and with me is always the wonderful KJ. Hey, peace.
Incredible power masters. They only transform when their Nebulon becomes their engine.
Welcome back to Hasbro Pulse FanFest. This is it. We saved the best probably for last, but we'll let you know that at our final wrap up with the usual typical signature Bible scores. But first, we are venturing into the War of Cybertron with my man Eric. You're back. It's continuity. We got it. We talked about Transformers last time, and we also actually previewed this entire event. So how'd you? But we're not going to dig too much into the event because there's 5 other parts they can find on YouTube. But how'd you feel about it as a whole?
Loved it. My favorite thing was no exclusives. It was all to the Pulse. Everything was pretty easy to get. I got everything I wanted. I'm happy.
Well, you're forgetting about the Tesla exclusive Optimus Prime auto converting programmable robot. I mean, no, it isn't a Tesla exclusive, but what about the $700 bad boy that you see on the screen right now?
Oh, let me tell you, that thing is beautiful. It's every child's dream of the 80s. Transforms, talks to you, like it's everything that you would ever want, except for the price tag.
Yeah, but back then we had an imagination and we did things on our own. They weren't handed to us like this new thing.
This is a new why me generation. They wanted to be at a Transformer point now.
So
there's something cool about the fact of just watching them do it.
True, but I mean, look, it's $6.99. How many times are you actually going to use this thing? Be honest, Eric, if you were to get it.
I'm different than most people. If I did it, I would go through the batteries.
Okay, that's true. Good.
Between doing the poses and transforming and roll out, I would probably even try to get them to follow me when I'm driving.
Oh man. All right. You know what? That's why you're here today. Take us through this thing. What was your first reaction? Were you surprised? I mean, I actually clicked off the panel to take a break, and then I discovered this later on through. I mean, you didn't hear about War for Cybertron when it came to when it came to Transformers news. It was just all about this. And as you can see in your background, one of your homies was the one to present it.
Yes, it was. Kevin. Kevin's a big 80s guy. Between all that stuff there, I mean, he's even redoing He-Man right now.
But all rats.
Yeah. So it's between him and Jay doing this. I mean, he's actually in Boston right now. He's actually doing his movies, little thing where they put they take over a restaurant for a week. But it's he was excited as can be to do this. I mean, it's like a kid in a candy shop.
Get ready,
because the Autobots are about to reveal themselves. Take it away. Hey, Optimus Prime. Greetings. Convert! Boom! Come on, man! Can you believe this? Hey, Optimus Prime. Greetings. Roll out. Let's roll. Love that. My God, this is amazing. Now,
Just the first one to play with it, show it around. Who wouldn't be having a blast in that situation? You know, you can customize it to do certain poses and moves. It'll talk to you. It'll do everything. You sit there and you're like, I want this. I want this. I want this. And then all of a sudden you see the price tag and you're like, yeah, I don't need this.
Exactly. To be honest, I know very little about it because I saw exactly the price tag and I was like, I still need an Xbox Series X. And that's something I'd actually use a lot more than a cool transforming transformer. So yeah, I actually didn't dig into all the specs, but once we're done the show, I think I'll get on through it. But you got any last thoughts on this auto converging programmable Prime?
If you got the money, go for it. I'm sure it's going to be your best friend because you're not going to have any other friends afterwards.
You probably don't right now anyway, being like this, walking around. So
exactly. But it'll talk to you. It'll follow you around. It might be the next Unicron where after that the orders are cut, everybody's like, I really want that. So it's right now the hesitation for everybody is the price. But maybe if you got credits with a third party somewhere, maybe you might be able to get it cheaper and make it more easier to swallow.
Yep. So you'd say this was best in show, obviously, right?
It's definitely tied for best in show.
Is one of the other ties in our program today, or was it part of the other programming?
Oh, it's definitely in this program.
Okay, when we get to it, you let us know. Okay, and it might be now because we're heading to the war for Cybertron, but in the Kingdom, Beast Wars, we're gonna head over to the Titan class, an Autobot named Arc. Hilariously enough, Eric, you didn't get it at first. It sold out, and I offered to sell you mine, and then I looked and it was actually available, and then I went and canceled mine anyway. Take us through the Arc.
All right. Well, first of all, last time we were together, I predicted that it was going to be the thing, and it was. So
it was the thing. It was the thing.
Now the Arc. Oh my God! It transforms. The face is reminiscent of an old character called the Last Autobot. The Teletran 1 Teletran transforms into Mainframe, which they didn't officially announce in the show. But it does transform. It does have its own functions. You can put that little micro prime in there. And one of the things they didn't say in the thing too was how Teletran in ship mode is actually the cockpit. So you can actually have little Optimus Prime flying the thing around.
Oh, like the core class, yeah. Oh, that's crazy.
Oh no, smaller than core class. There's a little.
Oh no, the little miniature. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Now they've been doing those little miniature guys ever since the late '80s, early '90s when they started doing Master Force. They used to have like a little Rodimus, hot rod riding a Rodimus and a little Prime doing Prime.
Yeah.
Well, Jinrai. But it was really cool to see.
Yeah, and as you can see here, I just don't have the space for something. I already have a big Scorponok on the way, and we'll talk about deluxe class Scorponok in a little bit, but I just was looking around. I was like, I got the Skylax, I got the big Jetfires, like the Arc, but it could go up in the ceiling. Will something in the ceiling hold that damn thing?
Maybe. The other thing that came out that's huge around that time was actually a couple days before where they did Black Zarek, and that's a repaint and retool of Scorponok, and that led to one of the questions in there was, are we going to see more Japanese stuff coming in there?
Takara,
and if it fits, it will, and that could open up a whole floodgate of things.
Yeah.
Stuff that we've never seen here.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of what they call the generation selects come out. There's just a whole wave of them this year, and they're really trying to bring over the foreign stuff. So it's pretty great. Was this Arc your thing that was tied, or we?
Arc was tied for number one. This is
All
the
right.
first time we've had a real Arc, and for the fact that it transforms into the last Autobot and has mainframe, even though originally mainframe was a different color back in the day, it just means that maybe we'll get a repaint in the correct color and call it Teletran 2.
Cool.
For more
Now,
cases.
now I'm upset that I canceled my pre-order, and now it's sold out actually on Pulse. So, but from what I know, it is available from other third-party fan channel sites. So
Yeah.
that's cool. So if I change my mind and I discover more room, maybe that'll happen. I'm glad you're with me, Eric, not only to talk Transformers, but to talk also just for a minute comics, because there was an exclusive, but it was a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. It was the Shattered Glass IDW Shattered Glass Blur, and I actually passed on it, even though I think it's one of the best looking. Just the scheme, the sculpt of it looks fantastic. But just I'm ending my Transformers collection with, you see right behind me, I got War for Cybertron. When that's done, I'm done, but I'm going to continue with 86, which I think is going to go on for a long time. And that's going to be my Transformers collection moving past the Netflix stuff. I couldn't open another can of worms with Shattered Glass. Do you have any thoughts on this Blur?
All right. Well, first of all, I'm glad you mentioned 86, because it's a retooling of the 86 Blur. It is one of the few times so far that they have retooled a studio series figure to be in a regular line. So that is something right there. Shattered Glass has been around since 2008. It started off as a BotCon exclusive, and it kind of caught on, and everybody liked it when you see Prime and purple and all that. So they've been releasing stuff like that for a while. So you're gonna see. So now all of a sudden you're like, what are they doing this for? What are they doing this for? Why is this? Then all of a sudden we have Shattered Glass Shards miniseries, and this figure is a cool retooling of the 86 Blur with the eye patch and the torch on the shoulder and stuff like that. They really made it look like the older version of it from the comic. And they're going to do that tie-in with IDW, which this is the big surprise they had with IDW as original characters. And they're going to do one figure each month they're going to do different ones than the one they solicited already. So it's going to be kind of cool. Each one's going to have its own foil original variant cover to come out the same time as the book.
Super cool. Yeah, definitely. So I take it you did pre-order this.
Actually, I didn't. I actually never cared for it. I never cared for it.
Wow, you just were like, it has this, it has this, it has this. Nope.
Yep. It's I never liked the idea of knockoffs of Mirror, which was based upon with Star Trek. The original, when they did Hot Rod, he had the evil mustache. They did the whole thing like that. It was kind of fun at first, but when you're gonna go all into it like that, like there's better things to do than just making knockoffs. You already had an evil Prime. We don't need more.
Yeah.
But I will say the Ravage though is the cutest thing you'll ever see in your life. It instead of being angry and it is lovable and cute and sings and wants to be your friend. So it's like a Teletubby.
And this is going to be the Shattered Glass.
Yeah. If people don't think they're going to do a sound wave on it, you're mistaken, because the cassettes in there were hugely popular.
Damn it, that's going to be tempting. Did you pick up the Tycranius Beast Power Fire Blast pack thing? That was the other exclusive they had for Pulse for Transformers.
I didn't, but I haven't been picking up any of the skeleton guys. I'm forgetting what they're called, the fossilizers.
Yep.
But it made me kick myself when I saw that. It was really cool looking with the lava color. But when they introduced Wingfinger, and you see that they gesalt into a larger combiner, that was pretty impressive.
That was amazing when they took the 3 Kingdom, like you said, fossilizers and made it. That was super cool. And we'll try to get that image on the screen for you. But that was super dope. I did get that. I pre-ordered everything but the $7,000 Kevin Smith Prime, and I had to cancel the arc because of, I would have kept the arc had I not blown another 100 on Star Wars, another 100 on GI Joe, and another whatever it was 50 on Marvel Legends. So yeah, once that all rolled in, and yeah, I was like, I was getting into the $700 territory, and I felt better about the 600 even without the arc. So that's kind of where it went on there. But
Yeah, I'm thankful. I only got 2 things out of Marvel, and everything else was Transformers.
no. Oh, so not as bad of a day, but there was a lot of Transformers. Let's speed through it. A lot of these are going to be Kingdom. So we get the Voyager Rhinox. I thought this was super cool. Like the scheme, as you can see, is some grays, little yellows, and some lime greens. Really, really, this was a surprising one for me.
Rhinox, cool figure, great character. If you have the Rhinox from Thrilling 30, that's still a better version than this one from everything that's been shown. If you didn't get the Thrilling 30 Rhinox, this is your next best one. It looks really cool. It's great. It's just under it. If you get it, you're not gonna not be happy. You're gonna enjoy it. Like it's the Thrilling 31 was just a little bit better, a little bit more fun.
Yeah. And I wanted to point out that I thought the presentation was good. I know a lot of people give Mark a lot of shit because he's usually high as hell, and he probably was, no doubt, token before this event. But skipping the Fortnite stuff, this was my first presentation. I actually watched it on the phone, like on my lap, as I was doing shoulder presses at the gym, because I was like, I don't want to sit around and wait through Fortnite. And I thought they actually did a great job. And he talked about his favorite figure of the line, and it was 86. It was Trax.
I never liked Trax at all. not as a kid, not as an adult. Yeah, I just, there was something about the winged car. I mean, it was a cool idea, but just never. My only experience really with him was the cartoon, and I just never liked him.
Yeah.
So it was a very easy pass for me.
Yeah, well, he wasn't an easy pass for a lot of people because it's currently sold out on Pulse. Some other figures, Wingfinger.
Autobot skeleton ninja, it looks like. It looked really cool. And again, when you saw that surprise in there with him merging together, damn, that was really cool. And it'd be really interesting with the reissuing of Tripernicus, and you're probably gonna get recoloring of them. I mean, you're gonna get these really cool multicolored version of that Jesselt, and it could be really cool. I mean, you got orange. I think there's a green one coming out, and it could be really cool.
Definitely nailed it. I'm gonna copy it one for one. That I'm gonna like freeze frame that screen and tried my best to get. That was just so cool. Combining all the three. Next one we got up is what I mentioned earlier was Scorponok. This time it's the Predacon Kingdom Deluxe version, so not the big bad boy. A lot different version of Scorponok than the Ultra Titan class that we got. I pre-ordered that on Dorkside Toys. I think it's coming in June or July. So that's a little hit on the wallet. So that's kind of my ARC money right there, that 150, 130, 150. But this Scorponok is it was cool. It was actually, I think it was Haley who did the hosting, and this was her favorite. I thought it really is a vicious little creature, ain't it?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's that thing looked deadly. I mean, with the claws and the Hornet launcher. Yeah. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
And the paint job, I'm hoping the paint job does follow through on the regular figures because it looked amazing. Just simply amazing.
Yep. I'm a sucker for these purple boys. I won't wear purple, like I'm not Prince, but I love purple things, like any characters like that are purple. And speaking of purple, remember the time some of us pre-ordered a figure that we thought was Galvatron from Walmart, and it ended up just an assorted figure, and most of us got Prime or Beast Primal Megatron? Well, we finally got Galvatron. We don't have to wait anymore or try to guess as to what the code names are. Galvatron is here. It was leaked, of course, last week, but your thoughts on Big Boy?
Loved it. Fun. If you're gonna do Megatron redos all the time, have a Galvatron. And this Galvatron came through. the big orange gun. They gave him little laser swords on the other arm, turned into a cannon that looked like the old G1 style.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he comes with that little matrix. It's like, haha, I'm gonna crush you like the rest. How can you absolutely pass this guy up? I believe he's sold out on Pulse, but
He is, but he's available at
Right.
some of the other sites. Yeah.
if he's sold out anywhere else, it's rightfully so. This is gonna be a chase figure for everybody. People are gonna want this because looks like the best one in a long time.
Absolutely. It's the thing we wanted from when Walmart did their collector con, and it ended up
Oh, yeah.
being a 6,000th Megatron. This is what we were hoping for, but we're getting it. It's not going to be a spoiler pack. It's just straight up. So go cop that. The thing that was leaked around that time for a while actually was the Rodimus Prime, so here it is, $80, but it does come with a big caboose.
Yep. Oh my God. Look, he can fit so much junk in that trunk of his. You got
you stayed up all night waiting to say that line.
No, I mean they showed you a footage. Hey, you can load a car in there. You know, they showed you they've got little hidden compartments in there. You can, like, wow, he's got. I think they said it was like a 13 blast effects that come with him. I mean, they show that he's a solid figure by himself, and then he has the command base and all these different ways you can do it, and he ties into Omega Supreme.
Yep.
In there. I mean, it's just, and the best part was when the price change happened from Japan to here, it should have been about 130, and the fact that in the US it's going to be cheaper, I think we're going to see a lot of people ordering it from overseas, so it might be very hard to get.
I see what you're saying because of the price difference there. Also, it comes with the Sword of Primus, and so it's kind of got like the smoke effects and everything. So
yep.
I know I got Prime, but I got Rodimus, but I mean Hot Rod, but I went all in on this.
And it had the hydraulic back there. So I mean, it's just like, wow, it was impressive.
The golden disc card and everything else. So yeah, I mean, that's a lot of stuff, and that's a lot of money that is going to be coming out of my account and your account. And we certainly probably among the toy kind of mood family spent the most on Transformers, I'm assuming. What would you give the overall, not for the entire FanFest, but the overall for the panel Transformers? What would you give it out of 5?
I would give it a 5 out of 5 bucks.
Okay.
There was very little to not want. I mean, the only thing that I would have liked to have heard about was more Studio 86, but
yeah, because you weren't a big fan of tracks, so
yeah. But there was, but they said, hold on, wait until the FanFest Friday in May. So you know what? It's I think we're going to see Wave 2 over there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, because they got May the 4th be with you with Star Wars, so they'll probably do something for Transformers around then as well.
Yeah, most likely.
I'm gonna go 4.5 only because most of the stuff leaked. So as I was at the gym getting my workout on, I looked, I was like, oh yeah, okay. Yeah. And then, but then if you throw in the big surprise that I totally missed at the end, then there's no doubt that this could have, is likely like a 5 panel. But yeah, it's not their fault the stuff leaked, and actually they addressed it in the beginning. So props to them for having a host during the premium membership thing talk about scalpers. And then also they stayed away from a lot of third-party big toy store, big warehouse store freaking exclusives. And then also they were honest about the leaks, and they were like, yeah, almost everything we're going to show you already know, but we have more pictures and they're going to be available. And the cool thing is during the panel, the stuff was available to buy. So, and none of it really, I think other than the arc, initially everyone pretty much got what they wanted, and they put more arcs up. So Hasbro did a wonderful job. Yeah, right. Exactly. So 4.5 for this. Overall, we're going to say goodbye to you people. Thanks for tuning in we got 3 parts. If you missed it, Fortnite and Snake Eyes, G.I. Joe, part 1. Part 2 was Star Wars and Marvel Legends together. And then, of course, before this, you saw Power Rangers and Transformers for Eric Corpy. Just give us one last final thought on this whole, I know you saw it all on the FanFest this year.
it was a fun watch. It was great to see. There was a lot of cool things. It's almost like everybody had their own special thing at the end. Between Harry Golding with Snake Eyes, the Rangers had the Gold Ranger with, and us, we got Optimus Prime. So I mean, it was a fun time, and I got to leave early because I don't like Star Wars.
Congratulations for
great
being
time.
the only geek on the internet who doesn't like Star Wars.
Hey, that saved me a lot of money.
You gotta, if you've seen my living room, yeah, I'm speechless at this point. Now I feel like crap. I'm like, man, think about how much money I would save. Probably $1 million.
It's the same thing. The same thing you tell a smoker. You give up a pack of cigarettes.
I think it's harder to give up Star Wars.
It could be. It's not fatal. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. Eric, it's been a blast. Thanks for always. We'll catch you on the next one, and we'll bring you in on May the 4th because it's what. No. May the 4th be with you. For God Hates Geeks, A Toy Kind of Mood, I'm Travis Moody. It's Eric Corpy. And for all of us here at Toy Kind of Mood, thanks so much for watching. We'll be back next week with more Fallout from Hasbro Pulse FanFest. That's how you say it, Robert. Get it right. Bye.